4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Step over your obstacles. You already more than conquerors through him that loved us. And some of us are sitting here right now. You and I were voted the most likely not to succeed in high school. The most unattractive, the most ill-coordinated in terms of dress. Nobody thought you were going to be successful. Some people didn't even think that you'd be married one year. Now look at you. You're not supposed to be living in the house you're living in. Your relationship is not supposed to be strong. Question. He's got the solution before there's a problem. He's got the epilogue before there's a prologue. That's the way he is. You don't inform him about anything. I get so concerned about folk who know God so well that it's like they've gone to heaven and they have conducted a 6-month interview with God, and they come back to tell you exactly what God's going to do for the next 3 years. No, God is not that familiar. The fourth man got in there before the 3 were put in there, which means in your crisis, he has already preceded your crisis. He already knows what you're going through before you go through it, and you don't have to prize him. If God has saved your soul, if God has kept your family together, if God has kept you alive through dangers, seen and unseen, I don't care what anybody says. He ought to be praised. He ought to be exalted. He ought to be lifted up. And it is not a denominational thing. It's just a Christian thing. Amen. Even angels bow down before him, love and adore him. Yeah. And I haven't got beyond verse 25 yet. Yeah. Martha, I'm the resurrection. Yeah. I'm the life. Anyone who believes in me, even if that person dies, that person will live again. To take you off of drugs, to take you out of mess, even when it stinks, that's when God shows up. When methadone centers don't work, God shows up. When marriage counseling is not effective any longer, God shows up. And when people are standing and saying at your graveside, they've already dug your grave. Yeah. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. As far as you're concerned, it's all over. And then God says, I am the resurrection. Amen. Not I will be, but I am. And so Jesus says this to her. And then after talking to her, I'm almost done. He looks, come out. 3 words. Lazarus, come out. And he had no choice. And you know the dead man came out. Yeah. Because the Lord never has problems with dead folk. It's only living folk who procrastinate and hesitate and make excuses. When he speaks, the dead listen. Yeah. And they come out. Here's a picture of justification. Because we are justified. Yes, sir. And we are called out of deadness. We are dead in trespasses and sin. That's how God saves you. He has to do the Bethany shuffle. Yeah. Why? Because when they buried their dead, they wrapped them up in a white cloth. And they put their bodies inside of the cloth and wrapped their heads separately, their hands separately, and their feet separately. We know that because in John chapter 20 verses 5 through 8, Jesus is wrapped that way. Hands, head, and feet. But when he comes forth, he leaves. It hadn't been me, I told him, oh no. He folds it up because he knows that Robert Smith will need it one day. And you and I will need it one day unless he comes. And so he said to the people, you roll back the stone. Now, since you wrap it up, loose him and let him go. And I can see old Lazarus, whose name means the one whom God's helped. Before he was doing the Bethany shuffle, because he's wrapped up. But when he is loose, I think he comes running through the beaches of Bethany with like a schoolboy on the college campus. He's running a suit on, and if I get excited, I might bust a butt. Bust him! Give him some praise. There it is. Lazarus's resuscitation, not resurrection, because he would die again. Yeah. But Lazarus's resuscitation is a forecasting of the resurrection of Jesus. It is not long until another one will die. One Friday out on Dead Man's Hill, they strung up 3 of them. One on the left, a thief. One on concern, he was dead. For Peter said, I'm going fishing, and 6 others say, I'm going with you. And all the sheep scattered when the shepherd was smitten. Friday, he was in the grave. Saturday seemed to have been a time of non-eventuality, because nothing seemed to have happened on Saturday. Unless you want to say that he went in the tomb on Saturday and preached to the spirits. And if that's the case, he didn't preach to the spirits in an evangelistic way as if there's a second chance. Forever. On Sunday morning, a great while before day, he got up while it was yet dark. He got up before the rooster started crowing. He got up while Pilate was having a kind of after reaction to the shindig on Saturday night. He got up. He got up with all power in his hand. And that's why we as believers can really rejoice. For we serve a real forever. On Sunday morning, a great while before day, he got up while it was yet dark. He got up before the rooster started crowing. He got up while Pilate was having a kind of after reaction to the shindig on Saturday night. He got up. He got up with all power in his hand. And that's why we as believers can really rejoice. For we serve a real Muhammad the prophet is still dead. And you can call your heroes and your heroines, and they are still dead. But Jesus is alive forevermore. And not only is he alive, but he lives in me. He walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me that I am his own. And we're not doing the Bethany shuffle, but we are walking together, walking in joy, and walking in peace, and walking in love, and walking in hope, and walking in long suffering, and walking in worship, and just walking because he walks with us, and he's our joy, he's our peace, he's our salvation, he's everything. Have you been to Bethany? If you haven't been to Bethany, you won't appear on your calendar, but God has scheduled you for an appointment in Bethany. You're not going to be able to escape it. King of my life, I leave you with this. King of my life, I crown thee now. Thine shall the glory be. Lest I forget thy thorn-scarred brow. Lead me to Calvary. Lest I forget Gethsemane. Lest I forget thine agony, lest I forget thy love for me.